All right, folks, I got an interesting topic to discuss today. Basically, what a server, whether at a restaurant or fast food joint, should never ever say to their customers. So here's how this went down. So today, the wife, myself, my daughter, my grandson, we stopped over at Sonic. We stopped over at Sonic because we had an appointment at 1 o'clock and we had about an hour to kill. So we went over there to get some lunch. So after I figure out what everybody wants, I'm placing my order. Right off the bat, my wife wanted a number 11, which was a chicken tender meal. Actually, it's a dinner, and what they label it as, with the fries and a Coke. So the next part of my order, I wanted a large Coke and a large fry for the grandson. And then the next order was going to be a large Sprite and mozzarella sticks for my daughter. So I'm looking up at the board, and I'm noticing that the large Coke and large fries aren't there. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, where's the large Coke and where's the large fry? And the girl says, oh, it's right here with your number 11. I says, no. I said, that large Coke and large fry is separate from the fries and the Coke and the number 11. She seemed kind of irritated. No biggie. So I continued on. I got all 4 orders in. At the end, she says, well, your first order is this much, your second order is this much, your third, and so on and so forth. Total was like, rounded up, it was $40. So I went to go put my card in to pay, and the card thing didn't process my payment. And it said, the car hop will be out here shortly with the order and help you with payment. All right, no biggie. Figured, okay, the thing's broken. About 5 minutes later, here comes the food. I give the girl the card. She goes inside. She comes back out. She said, your first order went through. She goes, your other orders didn't. I'm like, what do you mean my other orders didn't? I said the total amount for the entire order was $39.98, or just rounded up to $40. She goes, oh, the other ones were declined because you didn't have any money. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what did you just say? I said, I got more than enough money in my banking account to pay for everything that I just ordered. And I'm pissed. So here comes the manager. The manager asks, hey, what's going on? So I explained to the manager what was going on, and she understood. There was a little confusing in placing the order. And as far as the money part goes, I says, you don't ever say that to a customer. I even showed her my banking account. I says, I got more than enough money in here to pay for this entire order. She apologized. She said that she would cancel everything else. I'm saying to myself, what do you mean cancel everything else? Basically, I didn't have to pay for none of my food. Now, she didn't have to do that. I always pay for my food. I don't ever look for nothing free. I ran into issues in the past where, there's miscommunication on an order, and the place of business wants to give it away for free, and I told them, no, I'm going to pay for it. It's the right thing to do. But I looked at her and I said, make sure you tell all your employees. You don't ever look at somebody if the card gets declined and say, oh, it's because you don't have no money. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Because I worked in retail before, and I know for a fact, if a card gets declined, there's a little code that comes out. That code does not tell you what that means. Okay? You give that to the customer. It's up to the customer to use another payment option, and then take that little slip of paper with the code on it, call the bank. Hey, what did this mean? Okay? I'll tell you what happens here. My bank, if my checking account goes below a certain amount of money, it sends me an alert right to my phone. Now I've got no alert. Another thing too is, if your bank is smart and they're seeing multiple transactions at the same time at a particular location, like my bank, they will deny everything. And they're doing that to protect you, the consumer, okay? Because at least twice over the last year, somebody managed to get a hold of my banking information and went to town with it. And then I had to dispute all these charges. I had to have my debit card canceled, new ones issued, okay? So to protect myself from hopefully future things, I got a wallet that's it's one of the RFID wallets for protecting, my cards. And I also got a lockbox in the house. So when I get done at the end of the day, my wallet goes directly into the lockbox and gets locked away until I need it again. So this here is for any server that's out there, especially in the restaurant business. You don't ever tell a customer their payment was declined for insufficient funds, because when a transaction is declined, it does not tell you that it was declined for insufficient funds. Like I said, I've worked in retail before. I know how that works. Just simply say, sorry sir, sorry ma'am, card was declined, you got another method of paying. That's all you gotta say. In the end, my food was all paid for through Sonic. Like I said, I didn't ask them to do that. I'm willing to pay for everything. All they had to do was cancel it all, redo it again to make it look like one entire order, and bingo, they would have gotten paid. So that's pretty much my gripe today. I mean, you just don't do that. I mean, that's dumb. That's it.